guys, TavHD here and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be finding out if this £5 PC actually works. Now if you've not seen the previous video I made about this, I got this for about £5 in a bundle of 4 for 20, so that makes each one about £5, and we couldn't turn it on and test it for one main reason, and that reason being there's a hole in the back, there's no power supply. Why there's no power supply, we don't know. So today we're going to be temporarily putting a power supply in there just to see if we can get this thing to boot. Now this is a thermal take power supply, 550 watts, so it's definitely overkill for this machine. This power supply, after I've tested it in this machine, will be going up for sale because I don't need it anymore, and I've decided that I will be getting rid of this PC too. If it doesn't work, it'll go, and if it does work, it will still go, because I know I discussed last time that I'd probably keep it because it doesn't take up much room, but any funds and any space is much appreciated at the moment, so I will be getting rid of it regardless of the outcome of today's video. So yeah, what we're going to do is put this power supply in there, try and boot it into the BIOS and just see if it is functional that far. It's got no boot drive in it, so we'll be able to go into Windows or whatever, but that doesn't really matter. But if you remember last time I did take the cooler off to look what CPU was in here. It's an AMD one of some sort, can't actually remember, but I'm sure we will find out in the BIOS if this thing does boot. But I am going to have to put some more thermal paste on here just so I don't fry it if it does work. So I'm going to have to take the cooler off if I can work out how on earth I did that. There we are, cooler is off, crusty paste on there, and pretty much no paste on the CPU. So I'm going to get my thermal paste and cooler cleaning stuff, clean it all off, then just put a bit of new on. It shouldn't really matter if we're only booting up for a minute or so how much I put on, but I'd rather not risk frying it. Alright, so as always I'm going to use my Arctic Clean stuff. So we have the number 1, which is the thermal material remover, that can just go there, and number 2 we have the thermal surface purifier. Whether this stuff is actually any good and works I cannot prove. It seems to clean everything just fine and it smells nice. You can probably get the same results just using alcohol, but I've got this stuff so I might as well use it. I've got my Grim thermal paste cloths, which are always fun and they're all crispy and smell weird, but yeah, that's all part of the fun, so I might as well get started on the cooler. I'm going to put a few drops of number 1 on, and that should just help us clean the surface. And as you can see straight away, it wettens up the surface and we should be able to wipe a lot of it off. It kind of makes more of a mess before it cleans it, but that's not a problem. And now we can use the number 2 because I've got most of that stuff off. And this is then where you use a different cloth, just so you're not putting more thermal paste back on. And there we are. That is much better. It is stained from having a CPU and paste against it for probably close to 2 decades, but that is now clean. And now I'll do the same to the processor, but I won't bother filming that because there's practically no paste on there anyway. Okay, paste on, cooler on and plugged in, so hopefully the fan will work if this thing does turn on. There's some just random crap in here that we'll need to take out before booting. That's part of the front of the case. That's attached for whatever reason, I don't know why. The back fan is a Molex fan and is not plugged in, I won't bother plugging it in. Then we've got some screws in this little bag, and I think all we have to do is put the power supply in, and hopefully the included screws are good enough. And it's not going to fit. This power supply is too big. I didn't bother checking, but yeah, there's no way that's going to fit in there. It's too wide and too long, so I'm guessing we're going to go for the power supply on top of the case method, which is always fun. And we only need to plug in these 2 connectors. I don't care about any of the peripherals or anything like that. So yeah, although is this a 20 pin motherboard? Because this is 24 pin and you can't split it, so that's fun. Yeah, That's a 20-pin motherboard connector. Can I still just ram this in and have the extra pins not connected? I'm not sure. I'm going to check that. Alright, so apparently you can just ram it in. So yeah, I'm going to try just ramming it in. The optical drive is kind of in the way, but I'm sure we can make that work maybe. So yeah, that's in. Whether that'll work, I don't know, but I've split the 8-pin CPU connector into a 4+4. Didn't know it was going to, thought I'd snapped it, but no, it is meant to do that. So now I can plug a 4-pin into the CPU header, and I need to make sure I put the right one in, of course. There we are, that is now plugged in. All we need to do is now get a monitor and a keyboard and plug it in, and hopefully something will happen. Am I hopeful? No, but I guess we shall see. Alright, I think we are ready. I've got a monitor, the monitor is plugged in, the power supply is plugged in, I've got my keyboard, and I've plugged the monitor and the computer together over VGA. And I think all I need to do is now turn the power on and see if it explodes first off, then we'll press the power button and see what that does. So in 3, 2, 1, everything now has power, and as you can see the monitor's coming on, and now I am going to press the power button on the computer and nothing happens. Nothing at all. Maybe the power button's not plugged in. That is a possibility. Nope, just checked. All the wires are plugged in where they should be, and this thing just seems to be completely dead, which is very weird. Just to see if it would make a difference, I've plugged in this random Molex where I don't know where it's going, and still absolutely nothing. So that is odd. You'd expect it to do something, but yeah, nothing. I can't hear it doing anything. Like, there's no noise at all. Yeah, it seems like this thing is completely dead, and it's all plugged in. Power supply is definitely on with the switch, but yeah, this thing is completely dead. So I'm not really sure that there's anything else I can try. I've plugged it in, and theoretically that should just work. So I think that's going to be it for this video. Will a power supply get this machine to work? No, it won't. And maybe the reason it had no power supply is because the previous owner thought the power supply had gone bad. That's why it wouldn't boot. And then that turns out to not be the case. It just doesn't want to boot. So yeah, I'm guessing bad power supply maybe killed this. That's why it's not in. Or maybe he just thought the power supply died, but it's something else. Who knows? I don't know for sure. I guess we'll never know. But what I do know is that this machine does not work. That's unfortunate, although I'm not going to give up. This will be it for this video, but we will have one more video attempting to get this to work. I'm going to strip it out of the case, and we're going to try booting it like a test bench. I'll just like put it on my desk or something, just like completely stripped back, just to see if we can get it to do something then without all these other things plugged in. So that'll be it for today's video. No, it won't boot, but we will keep trying, and there will be one more video trying to get it to boot. So that is something to stay tuned for and subscribe for if you are interested. So thank you for watching today's video. Unfortunate that it didn't work, but there is still a little bit of hope, hopefully. So yeah, hopefully we can get this working and look at it again soon. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which is probably going to be about something working, I hope. Or at least I hope so, because lots of things have been broken recently, including this, but hopefully this will work at some point. But yeah, we will find out in the future. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.